Jackie Chan, Jet Li, some white guy, Forbidden Kingdom. Let's go. And that's it. That's all. That's all I had. I had no intro.
You're not going to introduce the podcast, you know, like I do every single time I do
Hello,
the intro.
everybody.
I introduce the podcast.
Hello, everybody. My name is Roy Johnson, and accompanying me is super Asian otaku fan, Mr. Womble.
I wouldn't say I'm a super fan. I just like the movies.
Yeah,
I don't want to say I'm an expert because I'm not an expert. There's a lot of people that know more on this than me.
As a British person, I assumed you knew a lot about Chinese culture. You know.
I know jack shit about Chinese culture. Let's get that out there right now.
Okay, so hello everybody, welcome to Movie Mumbles. We're concluding Jackie Chan tribute theme with my pick, which was The Forbidden Kingdom. First off, spoilers are going to be ahead for this discussion, and just to give some context out of the way, the big draw for this film was that this was the first time, and I think the only time, I don't think they've done this ever since, where Jackie Chan and Jet Li were on the same movie together, and they had this big fight scene, and people were super hyped because these guys were like super famous martial artists, and they're very popular, so it was kind of this cool crossover thing, and that was the main draw of this movie. And
yeah, you can kind of envision the head execs of the movie company saying like, hey, Jackie Chan and Jet Li have never been in a movie together, we should make a movie where they team up. And then another guy is just like, yeah, that's brilliant, but the main character should be played by Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, but isn't that going to be expensive because both Jet Li and Jackie Chan are going to be in the movie, so maybe we should just get a lookalike, you know, who can't act.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is a white, scrawny, annoying kid. Yeah, money, money, money. Okay, so that's essentially what's happening there. I generally imagine that was the pitch. That was the green light for this movie, was the fact, oh hey, Jackie Chan and Jet Li, everyone loves those guys. Why haven't they been in a movie yet?
Yeah.
You've seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You've seen Rush Hour. Like, everyone loves those guys. Let's just get them together.
Speaking of those films, the main reason I wanted to pick this movie as like the concluding one, I wanted to pick an American movie, and I think I've discussed this in the last episode, but I really wanted to get a movie that was as close as I could get to the Chinese cinema we were watching. Now, obviously, it's going to be completely different, but it is a wuxia style. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Wuxia style. So, it's in a similar vein to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Shut up. And it's technically is set in China. It's an American production, and it's obviously an American production, but it's set in China. So the main plot. Super white guy. No, I don't fucking care about his name. He's a big fan of kung fu, because you could tell, because in the first scene he's watching a kung fu movie and his room is fucking covered with kung fu posters.
Now here's the thing, like all those posters on the back, I would rather be watching those posters than this movie. It's like I would rather be watching the movie that he was watching than this movie. That was kind of the impression I got right from the
opening
beginning.
sequence is good though. I like the opening title sequence where like he shows.
Yeah, no, I did like this. Just off the bat, before we get too into this, I don't actually mind this movie. Like, it's fine.
Oh, really?
I don't have, like, it's not brilliant, but it's not terrible. It's the middling ground that Across the Universe had for me, where it's just like kind of, that's where this movie lies for me. And there are moments that I really like, but then the main guy is annoying teenager.
Okay. So we'll discuss
kid actors.
Well, we can continue into this. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised you do like it as much. I do. I'm essentially in the same boat with you. I don't think it's an amazing film. I don't think it's like the best martial arts movie or anything like that. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is a better movie in a similar style. Yeah. But that said, I don't hate this movie. I think it's like you said, I think it's a middling movie.
It's not Jackie Chan's worst. Yeah, it's not Jackie Chan's worst movie from the US, especially with like things like Tuxedo and Rush Hour 4 or 5 or whatever the fuck they've got up to now, like, and The Medallion and those sort of funky crap movies. Like, it's not as bad as them, so I don't mind it. And for the most part, I did struggle with a lot of the conversation. It was getting a little bit dull. And anyway, sorry, I'm interrupting.
Okay, so
you carry on.
Well, anyway, the point is, this guy is obsessed with kung fu, and then he's so obsessed he goes to this Chinese guy who's like, "Oh, you're a white boy who wants to know kung fu," wink, wink, and then And then he takes the staff, and then, like, the worst fucking...
The so obvious Jackie Chan in old guy makeup who is very unintelligible because he mumbles. This is actually a film where a movie actually has mumbling in it, and we never did that. You didn't do the line at the beginning where the movies have mumbles. This actually is a movie with mumbles in it.
I didn't pay attention to that. Okay, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the intro. Like, the intro bit was awful. The bullies in that scene are, like, the worst actors in the film.
Oh, yeah, they are.
So, especially the main guy.
It's not a good setup. It's not a good setup for this, because it's actually a really interesting premise. Okay, so the premise of this is the fact that he's going to the Forbidden Kingdom, which is like this land of make-believe, but all of the characters are actually from other Hong Kong kung fu movies. So you've got the bride with white hair, who is obviously the witch with white hair. You've got the Legend of the Drunken Master, who is Jackie Chan. And Jackie Chan's actually in that film, by the way. That's actually a Jackie Chan film from 1994. There are other things, and I'm sure there's references to Jet Li's films, which I'm not entirely confident with his filmography, so I don't want to go too much into those. I'm pretty sure he played a monk. I'm pretty sure he played a silent monk at some point in one of his Hong Kong films. Not Hong Kong films, Chinese films.
Well, they're also referencing, like, Chinese culture, like...
Yeah, and they reference the Chinese culture along all the way through the film. And like, the whole premise of, hey, this is a nerdy teenage guy who likes kung fu movies, like, that whole premise of him going into these films and meeting all of the greats from these movies, I like that idea. I generally like that idea. It's a great idea. But it's just not executed very well. And there's a fundamental problem with the script and the direction, and that is because you've based it around a teenaged white guy. So the whole idea counteracts itself because of the teenageness, and it's just too late 2000 teenager that's very stereotypically nerdy against very stereotypical bullies who just randomly shoot someone, by the way.
Oh, I love that scene, by the way.
Who is also played by Jackie Chan.
I love that scene, too, because he's like, oh, he just shoots him randomly. And then...
and everyone else is just like, okay.
He just chases the guy with... The way he holds the gun, and he's chasing after him. He's like... It's so hilariously...
he just, like, chases after him, yeah, and that brings us into, like, that first sequence, which is just ridiculous. You have a gun, you've already killed someone, just fucking shoot him! You're already a murderer. At that point, like, if you were pushed to that extreme, you're a home invader, you kill someone, I'm a movie writer, right, and I'm thinking, you know what, he's just gonna shoot the other guy, the witness, so that he's covering his tracks, and then he's gonna intimidate his thugs, but he doesn't. He just chases after him. With the ridiculously long basketball shirts, by the way. What is with that? I never understood that. I grew up in that era with the baggy t-shirt kind of thing. Why the fuck did teenagers wear those sort of stuff? Like 10 years ago? What the fuck was happening? I think that's more an American thing, but it overflowed over into this country over here because all the rappers were doing it, and every white guy wants to be a rapper.
That's more of a cultural rant than a movie rant.
Yeah, I know it is, but it pisses me off, and it pissed me off when I was fucking 16, 10 years ago. Jesus Christ.
You sound...
I'm fucking old,
man. Yeah, you're
man.
Sounding like an older man the more you talk right now.
Yes, like, it pissed me off then, and it pisses me off now.
Okay, when I was watching it, like, midway through, I kind of felt like this feels like a cheesy 80s movie. The basic premise feels like one of those 80s.
Yes, it did.
Like, the white guy, he becomes, like, a kung fu... Well, a kung fu master, goes to Japan and all that
humorous.
stuff.
It's very serious at the beginning, and it doesn't really enlighten what's to come, because, like, for half of the film, there's, like, a very comedic undertone, especially with Jackie Chan's character, the Drunken Master. And the Drunken Master is a comedy, by the way. So it just doesn't set the scene very well. It's grayscaled down, it's all in dark, you can't really see anything. And it's just a very serious, dramatic tone. And I'm just, like, sat there thinking, oh, it's going to be one of these movies. Luckily, when they go to China, you get all the colour, and everything looks good. So maybe that contrast does work. but it's not a good way to start a movie, if you know what I mean.
I do think there are some great moments of cinematography here. When they show off
I agree.
the natural landscape.
No. There's some good copycat cinematography. Now, what I mean by copycat, there's almost like a Michael Bay feel in one of the moments where the camera pans round and you're looking at the character look out into the distance, and the whole set needs to look a lot larger. Like, you think of Bad Boys when they stand up and then the camera pans around and he goes, "This shit got real." Like, that sort of thing. It's a very Michael Bay feel, but they do it very much wrong. They use a wide lens so that the background doesn't spin round as fast, and it's not as close up, and the features don't look quite well, and he is moving laterally instead of vertically. So it just doesn't quite work as well. So, there's a lot of good copycat cinematography, but there's nothing really original that stands out. And that's kind of like the whole theme through the film, which is why I said it's not a brilliant film. It's just a film. It's okay. It's not bad. If that was my film, I would be proud of it because, you've done some good cinematography. It's just not brilliant, and it doesn't stand out. You can kind of tell that they're trying to copy off things, and in a way that kind of works with how the film goes along. But hey, I'm not overly annoyed by that because it's not a sequel. It's an original idea. So I do like the fact that it is an original idea. By the way, yeah, it's just a little bit okay, fine. It grated me a little bit, but it's not a major qualm. It just doesn't. It's not something that you can say, "Wow, that was an amazing shot." It's a fine shot, and that goes through the film. There's a lot of fine things, and it's not amazing.
I think it's a competently directed. It's not going to stand out, but it's decent enough where there's not.
I kind of think that the director definitely had a vision, and I don't actually know the name of the director. Roy, you've probably got the page up, so you can probably tell me.
Give me a sec. I don't. I don't, guys.
That's a no, ladies and gentlemen. He wasn't expecting that. So yeah, the director, he definitely has a vision, and you see that vision form. Wait, who?
Rob Minkoff. I've never heard of him.
What? Wait, who the fuck's that?
He has directed.
I've never heard of him either.
He's directed Stuart Little 2, The Lion King, The Haunted Mansion, Stuart Little...
What? No. He directed The Lion King?
Yeah.
Rob Minkoff?
Yeah.
How do I not know that? And Stuart Little.
This is the only kind of serious film. The rest is
kid films, yeah. Okay, so that kind of makes sense then. I bet if I saw him, I'd recognize him. That probably makes sense to the tone of this film, because it's not that serious. There's a lot of kid feeling. It's almost like a 12-year-old's kung fu film. It's like...
I could see that, yeah.
It's like if parents wouldn't let you watch Kill Bill. That sort of thing. And they're like, yeah, go and watch Forbidden Kingdom because that's got kung fu in, but it's child friendly. And that's kind of what it feels like. So I'm okay with that. I'm not overly enthusiastic about it.
Quick side note, the romance is non-existent almost. There's minor things. The thing, they don't even kiss. The main, it's the white guy and the Asian girl, and
it's only right at the end when you're like, oh yeah, he actually does like her. And there's a montage where he's doing his forms, and then it just weirdly goes to a picture of her, and it's just like, okay, that's a little bit awkward.
It's like one of those romances that are just kind of there because, there's a male character and a female character.
Because it needs to be to progress the plot, so that he has to feel sad at the end, which he never really does feel sad. It's like, oh, he died, okay. No, I'm sorry, she died. Oh, whoa. Who can tell I've been drinking tonight?
I feel like there's more impact with the Jackie Chan, almost dying than with the female character.
Okay, so Jackie Chan almost dies twice, and the female character almost dies once.
No, she dies.
She doesn't really die she doesn't really die because she's right at the end when she's in the new universe. It's like, oh, okay.
No, that's I think that's a reincarnation thing or whatever. I don't know.
I don't care. It's the same thing. From his eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
She's alive. Actually, no. If that happened to me, so you're in an alternate universe and you've just seen someone who you really, really like die and you're devastated, and you go back to your universe and then she's there, and it's like, that would be fucking scary as shit. I would not be smiling and trying to hit on her. I'd be running for the fucking hills.
I thought there was, like, a past thing, because, like, the old man turns out to be the immortal Jackie Chan guy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking all the way through
weird.
The film. Because I saw that the old guy was Jackie Chan and he had the staff, and then... I thought he travelled into the past. I generally thought that as well. Especially when there was dollars on the table that he just stole. I didn't understand that. Was that dollars that he had on his person?
I guess, yeah, probably. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I guess as well.
It's
that
weird.
was never
the opening,
established.
It's weird because, like...
The whole thing... No, it's the whole thing with Boomerang's fucking unicorn that just disappears and then turns into money. It doesn't make sense. That's Suicide Squad, never mind. That's just bad editing. It's just a film that's bad editing. I can rant about that another day for you, by the way.
Anyway, so, I'm gonna sound stupid, but I didn't think the old man was Jackie Chan at first. I didn't get that thing at first.
I was slightly fooled, and that's probably a testament. You could hear me put down my wine glass, by the way, just then. I just realised that's probably picked up on the microphone.
Drunken style, also?
I'm always drunk when we record these. You should know that by now.
Yeah, I know.
So, you're just like, yeah, I know. Anyway, so, what was the fucking question? I can't even remember.
You were fooled by Jackie Chan.
Something about Jackie Chan.
You were fooled by Jackie Chan.
No, I was half fooled by it, and I think that's kind of a testament to the makeup. But as I looked deeper into the makeup during that scene, I was like, oh yeah, that is Jackie Chan. I also recognized it in the voice, the mumbly, crappy, croaky voice. I noticed that was Jackie Chan, because I've seen so many Jackie Chan films, and you just kind of get to know people.
Oh, I also didn't get the Jet Li Monkey King thing. Well, of course, I'm not a big Jet Li fan.
That was the same thing for me. So I saw the Monkey King and I saw him fighting. And I'm like, that looks like Jet Li fighting. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's Jet Li. That's probably why it looks like Jet Li.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a similar sort of thing. Again, the makeup. Was there any reason why they needed to do that, though? Like, I kind of understand the strand of the hair, and he's like, oh, the silent monk is actually a strand of the hair from the monkey.
I thought it was a decent twist.
That's fine. No, now, there is a huge plot hole with this film on that topic.
Okay.
Like, the huge one is that the Monkey King gets frozen into stone, and he never splits off it. Like, the first time he splits off his hair and throws it down, and then the hair is fighting the warrior prince, or whatever the fuck his name is. Like, you see that, and that's a visual cue, and you actually genuinely see that. There's never another moment where you see that strand of hair split off. So, how the fuck does anyone know about his fucking staff? Because that becomes legend. Surely, if the Monkey King is in the palace, surrounded by all of the warrior's guards, and nobody else, none of his friends were there, the warrior, guy would have just said, okay, so nobody's gonna talk about the shit about the staff.
Well, maybe the Monkey King clone did it.
For all you guys are aware, the Monkey King is dead, okay? Yeah? Okay, we're good. So how the fuck did all the villagers know?
Maybe the Monkey King clone did. I don't know.
And how the hell is Jet Li in this film? How's the Silent Monk in this film? Like, there was never a moment where you saw him split off a hair and send it off with the staff, or send him off in a separate direction, or anything like that.
He had no hair. Jet Li had no hair.
Yeah, I know, but the whole point with the Silent Monk was that he was a strand of the Monkey King's
I know that.
hair. And you never saw the Monkey King split off his hair and throw it out. It was just thrown in as an extra. And I felt that's poor script writing, because it's just thrown in at the end just because, surprise, it's Jet Li as the Monkey King after all.
Yeah, it's not a movie you should think too hard about, to be honest.
Well, no, yeah, but it should be, because it is an action adventure, and it's got very serious notes, and it's got a very serious theme behind it. And I know there's comedy weaving through it, and this isn't Wheels on Meals where it's just fun slapstick nonsense. This has a genuine plot, and this is a genuine film. So you need to think about these sort of things. So, for it to have such a huge error is kind of a little bit, fuck you to the audience, we're just doing this because script writing ex machina, fuck you, we think you're a piece of shit because you're dumb, you can't concentrate for an hour and a half, you can't remember these sort of things. Whereas everyone who loves Jackie Chan and Jet Li, they're all part of films where they don't have Ex Machina, especially Jet Li, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and
I don't think he was
The House
in that
of
movie.
Flying Daggers, and those sort of things.
Was he in that movie? Or
wait,
no,
what?
he wasn't. Jet Li wasn't in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't. That was Chow Yun
Yes,
Fat.
he was.
Chow Yun Fat was.
Wait, was it?
Yeah, Chow Yun.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
Yes, it was. He was never in that movie.
No, I'm sure Jet Li.
No.
Fuck.
Fuck. I don't even know what the other film you're talking about, but maybe I don't know. No, never in that movie. We did the movie. We watched the movie.
I know we did. That was Chow Yun Fat,
Yeah,
was it? Shit, fuck.
Okay.
In my notes, I've said Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and I'm annoyed with my past self now. What the fuck? What the fuck have I seen Jet Li in then?
Hero? Ingman? I don't know.
No, I'm sure.
What?
I'm sure Jet Li's in that film.
No, he
at some
isn't.
point.
Look at the Wikipedia page. He's not in the movie.
I'm sure he's in that film at some point.
Is that a Mandela effect thing?
Jet Li, I'm sure he is.
Is that a Mandela effect? Mandela effect?
I don't know. Fuck it. Anyway, fuck me. I don't give a shit. My whole argument's thrown out the window now. But anyway, like, Jet Li's huge action. Fuck it. You know what? I give up. I give up. Fuck. I'm mad now. I'm mad with myself. It is Young Fowl Chat. That's who I was thinking. I'm thinking Young Fowl Chat. Fuck. I can't even... I've drank too much wine, okay?
Womble, confusing your Asian people.
I know, I'm racist. Am I getting confused because Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is directed by Ang Lee?
Yeah.
Am I getting confused about
Possibly.
that?
I don't fucking know your mind.
Is that where I'm getting... Am I getting confused with the Lees again? Is this what's happening right now? I'm getting confused with the fucking Lees! Damn you!
Womble, you still there? Womble.
Anyway.
Womble.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm not having an aneurysm right now.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, the action scenes, let's move on.
Yeah, okay, so I know you were going to complain about it, to be honest, and I've watched The Karate Kid, and yes, the fight scenes in this movie are better than that one, and I don't think is as good as the other...
Which Karate Kid are you on about?
No, the one where we watched.
We watched together or the original? Okay,
yeah.
The fight scenes in this are better than that. I will give you that 100%.
I think it's not up to level of Jackie Chan films, but it does seem like it's better handled than it ought to be.
Yes. No, I was actually fully expecting to go on a massive rant about editing and how every single hit was cut. But actually, no, like... The fight scene with Jet Li and Jackie Chan was kind of pleasing. I enjoyed it. It felt okay. It was very well choreographed. The editing and the cinematography was stable and fine. It wasn't brilliant, but it was fine. Like I can get on with it. So yeah, the only the niggling moment that I had is that nobody really got hurt in this movie. None of the protagonists got hurt, like properly got hurt. And when they did, they magically found a way of surviving somehow.
That's true, except for the girl at the end, but like...
No, because she still has a way of surviving. She comes back in the real universe, the one that the guy's from. I can't even remember his name.
I thought they went in the past. It's the guy's name is...
Yeah, I know, that's what I thought. I thought it was set in the past, but it's not. It's a separate universe.
Are you sure?
Well, it's gotta be, because, like, it's the same girl. Right at the end.
Are you sure?
I know,
are you sure it's not a reincarnation?
Jackie Chan is older. Like, it would make sense if he went into
Maybe
the
it's like a
past,
reincarnation thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still weird. But, I don't know. That's the... Well, the reason why I think it's a fantasy world and that he goes into a separate reality is because, if it was the past, it starts with no magical presence. No magical presence in the real world.
What do you mean, magical presence?
So, there's never a moment where, like, the staff acts weirdly, apart from right at the end when he's shoved off the tower block, or the staff pushes him. Like, before that moment, there's no magical presence. Whereas apart from in the dream sequences, by the way. Oh, and that's another thing I didn't like, dream sequences, but that's a whole nother
It's
rant.
not even that much of a... It's like just two dream sequences that last a few...
Yeah, any film with a dream sequence is a cop-out anyway. So the fact that, if you think about it this way, as soon as he goes back to reality, the whole film that you've just watched was a dream sequence.
Are you sure?
Because he gets knocked down, and then he falls on his ass.
But how come he doesn't die?
And then he wakes up. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a bad film. But
no, I don't think it was a dream sequence.
I don't think you're understanding my problem with it. The reason why I don't think it is set in the past. Like, I was thinking that all the way through the film. Oh yeah, it's set in the past, until right at the end. It's like, one, the girl's there, and it's, oh look, she's the Sparrow, whatever. Two, Jackie Chan doesn't acknowledge oh, now you remember the past. He just asked the question, did you pass the staff on? He never, like, acknowledges the fact that he knew him from the past, and he's like, oh, now you are who I...
Maybe it's like a Wizard of Oz kind of thing. I don't know.
Well, exactly, which is a fantasy world. Like, the Wizard of Oz, like, Oz is a fantasy world. Like, Dorothy goes to a fantasy world full of make-believe, and you're never sure whether it's real or not. And that's what I think. It's like a separate reality. It's not set in the past. Like, it's set up, though. Yeah, but it's set up right at the beginning of the film that it's set in the past. It's not very clearly defined, like the Wizard of Oz. When Dorothy goes through and moves away from Kansas through the tornado, it's very clearly visually defined that it is a separate reality, black and white to colour. Very easy to pick up. Like, it's the most basic, fundamental rule of cinema because of that film. So, like, it just doesn't set that apart. And, like, the only thing I can kind of argue for that is the fact that it goes back to grayscale. But only someone who's familiar with editing would notice that.
Yeah, I don't think the film does a good job in establishing, like, the differences and what exactly is going on. Especially because, like, when he goes to the world is when the staff fucking pushes him off and it looks like he's falling, and then he falls to the ground, and then he's in China. It's like, it's just a weird...
Yeah.
That's a weird moment. Like, the whole opening is weird, too.
Yeah, well, the opening is a dream sequence, which immediately made me not care about this film, and then it got me... And then the credits happened, which, again, was kind of weird, but I kind of liked those credits because it was like an animation kind of going through the posters of what was on his wall. I kind of liked that. That was fine. I didn't mind that. But then it goes back to the real world, and you're just like, meh. But it's never established whether this is a make-believe world, like an alternate reality, or if it's set in the past. If it's set in the past, there's far too many questions. If it's set in a alternate reality, then it's not very clearly shown. So either way, they've gone wrong somewhere, because we're having this debate where it's not clearly shown. Like, you think of The Matrix, everyone knows that The Matrix is not a real reality. And the real world is actually the machine world. But you start off in the dream, and you find out that the real life is the dream, and so on and so forth. And like that would be that's a cool way of showing that. I'm just getting beeper from my timer now. Shut up.
Yeah, it's but yeah.
So there's never that moment, and in fact, like Jackie Chan even mentioned in the alternate reality that this is the real world. You came from the dream, as almost as an homage to The Matrix, and there are homages in the choreography to The Matrix. Did you notice that? With the Jet Li Jackie Chan fight, where he's doing the Smith Neo thing, where it's like dun dun dun. They do it all in slow motion, and then they do like.
I didn't really notice it. I like the fight though.
It's the exact same. There's a moment where there's an exact same piece of choreography, and it's like kind of bizarre. It's like the bit right at the end where Neo is finally fighting Smith, and then Neo, like, kind of just before Neo jumps into Smith, it's that choreography.
Okay.
Where it's just like, yeah, no, I do like the fight, but there is the choreography of the Smith Neo kind of thing that's been taken directly from that film.
I guess.
And that's so, but like, that's part of the movie. That's like a theme through the movie, is that this movie is referencing other movies constantly. And it is constant. Like, there's a lot of references to other films, martial arts films. And I don't know enough about the martial arts films to be able to reference them, apart from the ones that I've already referenced, The Matrix and other things like the woman with the white hair, and the bride with the white hair, sorry, and the Drunken Master, and, you know, so yeah, it's kind of like, it's weird. It's like, it's a good attempt, and I give it praise for its effort, but fundamentally, I think that the studio stepped in and effectively said, no, it needs to be like this, and that's where it's gone wrong.
Okay.
Not a brilliant film, not a terrible film, it's just a film at the end of the day for me.
Okay, quick thing before we close this off. I'm not the biggest fan of the main protagonist, who's the white guy who's in the setting. I think he could have been worse. I think he could have been like Sam Witwicky. He could, from the Transformers. He could be super annoying and super obnoxious and kind of... the actor playing him, he never got to that point where I found him super annoying. He's not the...
No, he was discount Shia LaBeouf instead of just Shia LaBeouf.
And I think part of that is because when he does the kung fu, he's not a master, and he never is. He's never, like, better than anybody or anything. And he does actually train, and it looks like he actually does, like, trained his ass off for a long time.
I didn't like those training sequences because it didn't really show him trying. It just showed him, oh look, I'm cutting down reeds. Oh, now I'm learning Cobra, and then that was it. That was pretty much it. That was his training schedule. Like it again. That was trying to homage the Karate Kid, by the way, and it didn't do it very well. This is before the 2010 Karate Kid. I mean, the original Karate Kid.
But yeah, overall, I think we can both agree it's not an amazing film. It's kind of forgettable. No. It's not. But we don't think it's a bad film. It's kind of middling kind of film. It's an enjoyable experience. You know, you won't
Definitely.
hate yourself for it's a good time waster. You know, just if you're bored on a weekend or something, it's a good movie to watch. It's not. You know, we didn't have really that much issues with it in terms of. We don't think it's bad. We're not ranting and stuff like that.
No.
Anything else you want to add?
No. I think that's a good place to sum up.
Okay, so yeah, that was it for the Forbidden Kingdom.
And that's it for season 1 of Movie Mumbles. We're gonna take a short break and come back really soon with a new topic.
Really?
And some films. We're yet again gonna be switching the order, so Roy gets the next pick.
Okay.
So Roy, do you want to introduce the new theme for your next movie pick?
Oh yeah,
Roy? You there, buddy?
User joined your channel.
Wait, who just joined? This is a closed server. Nobody's supposed to join without an invite, unless it's... No.
Hi, Womble. I'm back. It's me, Ash K. Reaper.
Roy, this is your doing, isn't it? Look, you need to stop inviting people on without my say-so. I mean, I'm the fucking brains of the outfit. Roy?
Sorry, buddy. Roy can't help you now. I'm the one who's in charge. The next movie you'll have to watch, whether you like it or not, is Evil Dead 2. Yep.